Now, if a long-term relationship is something that you desire to do with the woman and she hasn't had certain experiences before you gotten with her, right? Then something to understand is that sometimes female sexuality can work like a Pandora's box, right? It can work like a Pandora's box. And because it can work like a Pandora's box, it's often best to concentrate that sexual energy when she's first learning to experience different types of orgasms. So on the penetrative side, I believe that whether or not, like if you want to be in a long-term monogamous relationship, this is definitely important. If she desires monogamy in her future, this is definitely important, right? And if she desires for her man to be her dominant and a primary partner, this is important. Now, this is one thing some people don't understand about monopoly situations, one penis policies, or the purpose of being sexually exclusive with a man during that phase of a sexual awakening. See, during that sexual awakening, oftentimes there may be a certain emotional or feminine energy aspect to it. See, a woman often isn't opened up to vaginal orgasm from penetration until she's having a feminine submissive moment. Now, that feminine submissive moment can be because she's feminine submissive with the man all around, or it could be a woman who's masculine submissive dealing with the feminine dominant man who uses inconsistency and things like that to open her up to experience. So sometimes guilt, taboo, novelty, curiosity are things that can open a woman up to experiences that she hadn't had before if her arousal was high enough. People are more alike than they're different. Different spots within the vagina have to be activated. A woman can be at a space in her life where she has sex with a big old dick, right? Huge dick. But because her submissiveness isn't lubricated with her femininity yet, she may not enjoy it but so much, right? She may not be able to take the whole thing. It may hurt. It may be uncomfortable. She may even be physically attracted to the guy, but she doesn't feel that emotional safety or that high level of arousal and excitement and intensity out of it. So she may just have orgasms from like the oral sex, but that doesn't necessarily correlate to penetrative sex. And I'm going to say this right here too. What niggas need to do and what women need to do is be grateful for the big dicks that they had that they did not fully enjoy. Be grateful for the dudes who didn't know how to put the work in, who didn't know how to arouse a woman, who didn't do that. Because if he did, and if she was in that space mentally, then there's a good possibility that that would become her new preference, that will become the new normal. And then an average or even a large dick would start to be viewed as small or settling by that woman. And sometimes chasing dragons can come about, and that's how size queens are created. But the thing to understand is that dick size is not as important as somebody might think, but it's more important than people give credit to, right? So it's not as important as a lot of men might think, but it's more important than a lot of women try to say that it is in a public format, right? So what you got to understand is this. There's the marination method, right? The marination method. This is one purpose of it. The marination method is something that I call getting a woman horny, getting her to the place where giving head is something she enjoys to do for the sake of doing it, right? So she performs oral sex on you, she gets horny, and then you tell her to let that pussy marinate, right? This is where pleasure denial comes in. It's a very powerful tool to use when opening a woman up to new levels of sexual experiences. I've used it with multiple women. It's a very powerful technique. But it can backfire in situations where a woman is not fucking with just you, right? If it's a situation where a woman is dealing with multiple men at a time, or she's disloyal, or she has other men she's fucking with, and the marination method can backfire. Because what the marination method does is it primes a woman so that when she gets some dick, it's going to be some dick that takes it to the whole nother level, right? So sometimes I might be dealing with a woman, and just during that day, I'll see her, maybe I was talking to her, spit a little game to her, put some flavor in the ear. Sometimes you have to paint a picture of an experience for a woman, right? You paint a picture of an experience. And when you paint the picture of an experience, you tell a woman, this is what can happen. This is what it'll feel like. You paint that picture so that in her mind, she starts to subconsciously use the law of attraction to create that experience within her body by activating those spots through conversation and communication. And then when she experiences a high level of arousal, then her focus will go to those specific spots. It especially works if a woman has felt that spot being hit before, and then she begins to believe that having orgasms from those spots is possible. So, like when I break down sexual compatibility and I break down, female sexual anatomy, you have the G spot, A spot, O spot, cervix, right? Now, the G spot is not always going to create squirting orgasms, but that's where squirting orgasms come from. I know they push this narrative these days that the G-spot doesn't exist and that's just the clitoral body or the clitoral legs. Not true. That's the Skene's gland. The Skene's gland is homologous to the prostate, right? The Skene's gland is homologous to the prostate. And that's why when it's stimulated in a certain way, it's engorged. When it's engorged and it's stimulated the right way, then she'll ejaculate, right? Female ejaculation, squirting. That's where it comes from. But oftentimes a woman has to be primed on a certain level, be aroused for a certain period of time. And then when she finally gets stimulation in that area on a consistent basis, persistent basis, when she's fully aroused, then it'll create that effect. Different types of dicks can make that happen. It doesn't have to be a super big one. So if a dude has like a small dick, but it has a curve to it, got like 4 inches with a big head curve to it, or a good strong ankle on it, it's easier to hit that spot, right? So if you curved up, you got like 4.5 inch dick. If it's really thick, or if you got a big head, it's real stiff, then you can make that happen, right? And if a dude got a real big dick, but it's got a curve to it, or just a super thick one, but it's straight, then it's easier for that to happen. If you're just like on the larger side, not necessarily curved up, but at the same time, it's just like a little bit thicker than average, mostly straight, then oftentimes you might bypass right by the G-spot, right? Those are things to think about. So, like, I know for me personally, more of a downward angle, right? But that's more so at the base. So for me, the A spot is like the easiest spot to get. It's like real easy to give multiple orgasms, penetration with the A spot. And those are often ones that make women cry during sex. So multiple orgasms, crying, a feeling of intensity, excitement, and something that when a woman gets it, she wants more. She wants more. But sometimes with the G-spot orgasms, a woman will have it and then she'll feel satisfied. So that's a little bit of a different thing. Then you got the O spot. That's a little bit different. But the A spot, O spot, they're kind of two sides of the same coin, because the O spot, that's the deep spot. That's the posterior fornix. So that's a little bit deeper than even where the cervix is. So you have to have a certain amount of length to hit that. I can hit that right there. You got the A spot. It's a little bit closer than when the cervix is. So on the front wall. O spot on the back wall, A spot on the front wall. When you have a conversation with a woman, you break down these different spots. You go in there, you try different angles out, you hit the spots, cool. Sometimes it might take a little bit more work for each spot, depending on how you're hitting it. If you don't have the length, you might have to change up the angle to hit the A spot, you know what I mean? So you get as deep as possible for the cervix. A woman has to be super, super relaxed, right? Super relaxed and super aroused. It is not about just thrashing and bashing and ramming into the cervix. It's more so about letting her get on top, pushing it in till it's hitting right on the cervix, and more so letting her grind and get a certain, letting her grind when she's fully relaxed, fully aroused, and letting her just hit them circles or back and forth. And when the pain mixes with the pleasure, a woman has to be in her feminine submissive energy for that. But when the pain mixes with the pleasure, then after a while, especially if you give her that encouragement, then boom, she's gonna grind over for a while, but then that shit is gonna send a shockwave through her entire body. So I'm just breaking down these different spots. One thing I believe is this: before, if you're in a long-term relationship with a woman, or before you really get into that, you want to have a certain level of experiences that a woman has had. The marination method is a great thing to make that happen because you're pretty much priming a woman. But when you're using the marination method, you're using pleasure denial, which basically works like edging outside of the bedroom. If you arouse a woman when you're not around and she fucks with somebody else, they can capitalize on when you primed her for that level of pleasure from that specific spot. So I've had experiences in my own life where I might have been dealing with a woman. It wasn't a committed relationship, so I wasn't mad. But I might have had a conversation with her to prime her up mentally for certain types of orgasms. And I was working up towards that point because I don't believe in starting with the A-game dick. So I'm not going to try to hit every orgasm in one day, right? Because you can burn out like that. And if a woman has the best dick from you that she's ever going to get on day one, then guess what? If in the first few times you have sex with a woman, she has the best sex she's ever going to have with you, then if you get into a long-term relationship with her, then she's always going to have new dick being the best dick in the back of her mind. Also, if you do too much up front, a woman might get afraid and cut you off because she knows what effect that emotion mixing with that sex will have on her if she doesn't already feel safe that you're going to be a man who can handle that emotional effect that it's going to have on her. So if you're in her mind and you're in your body and in her body, you don't want to go too hard up front. You work her up to it. But working a woman up to certain orgasms can be something that messes you up if you're dealing with a woman who is dealing with multiple men at the same time, because you can prime her up and it can happen. So I remember one time I was dealing with a woman, right? So I just asked her a couple of questions, right? About like, have you ever had a G-spot orgasm? She was like, no. I was like, all right, cool. We're going to work on that soon, And I was like, well, you ever had a curved dick? She was like, no, she hadn't. I was going to get to that in like 2 weeks later. But then she fucked with some nigga. And listen, I'm on the large side. So this nigga must have been huge. But dude was huge with the curve. She fucked with him. She had her first G-spot orgasm. And in the back of her mind, or in the front of her mind, that was some new exciting experience. So that became like the greatest thing ever, right? And from that point, before then, if I said, oh, I got some good dick, she'll correct me like, no, it's great dick, right? But after that moment, for a short period of time when she had that experience, she was, then she would say it was good. When before she would correct me to say it was great. See, that's how sometimes a non-stick principle can work. A daddy versus father effect can occur. Because it's important, especially if a woman desires to be in a monogamous relationship, that the dick that she's dealing with from a man who's also giving her guidance and spending time with her and talking with her is a man who she puts that dick on a pedestal. Because if your dick is not her guilty pleasure, then it'll create a daddy versus father effect. Very important concept to understand. Now, I remember another time I was talking to a woman about squirting orgasms. Now, no, I'll say this. So after that experience happened, she said, you know what? She don't want to deal with other guys. The dude was playing games or whatever it was. And right off the bat, he was trying to have a threesome with her because she gave that strong sexual energy. And a lot of it was stuff that I taught her. And a lot of times it's not really about your ego as much as a woman being in a position where her guilty pleasure will shift due to playing with fire and curiosity. Right? So next time I seen her, I got some head, had her cash at me, gave her a little bit of dick. Real wild way. I think I took her behind a dumpster or some shit like that. Nutted in her throat. Cool. Had her primed up. So the next time I seen her, shit was different. So next time I seen her, I gave her like 8 orgasms. I think I gave her like 1 from head, another clitoral stimulation, clitoral orgasm from the fingers, and like 6 from penetration. And 5 of those were like A-spot orgasms. And then I found a way to give her the G-spot orgasms through, had her on her back off of a chair, and I dipped my fingers behind her pubis mons, right? right behind like that pelvic bone. I'm not sure if that's a bone right there, but I put my finger behind whatever the fuck that was. I pushed down on her G-spot. I angled my dick up and I hit the G-spot till she came. And then I flipped her ass over, put her over the couch, and then hit it until that A-spot orgasm was like the most intense one she ever had. And then I took my spot back. And when I took my spot back, then the other guy no longer existed, right? But these are some things you got to understand. Sometimes when a woman has that experience, that is some new experience, it's really novel, it's really exciting, and it's something she hasn't experienced before, a new level of pleasure creates a new source of authority. So if you're dominant, it's different than if you're just dealing on some poly shit. You just communicate through everything. You're not worried about being a woman's best or nothing like that. It's just you just fucking the fuck. Or if you're just having casual sex, you're not really talking to the woman. It don't really matter as long as she come back. It's cool. Or if you're like on some cuck shit, it definitely doesn't matter then, right? But you have to know what type of ego you have and how you're trying to deal with the woman and how you want her to interact with you. So if you're dominant, in a way where it's the way that a woman communicates with you, the way a woman behaves, her excitement about seeing you, her excitement about fucking with you, how the pedestal she puts your dick on, then it's important that you have certain experiences with her. See, sometimes when a woman has that new experience, that's something she hasn't had before, then it'll create this feeling to where she will forget all of the experiences that you gave her that another man isn't giving her. So when that man gave her that one orgasm, which was one I hadn't given her, but when I was priming her up to experience, it put her in a mind state of forgetting the fact that, hold up, this man is unable to give you multiple orgasms. And she said she might have fucked the guy for like 5 hours or something like that. Dude made her come like 4 times. Right? Like 4 times. But she can fuck with me and have 4 orgasms in 5-6 minutes, or really about maybe 10 minutes, and have like 4 orgasms, and them shits will come back to back to back to back to back with some crying at the end, right? Body shaking for hours. I mean, not hours, but like 30 minutes straight, noodle legs. When a woman experiences a new experience, it kind of becomes, what have you done for me lately? And she may forget all of the other things that you can do for her, even just with your dick, that another man didn't have the ability to do, just because maybe it was larger, maybe a particular shape, maybe it's easier to hit certain spots. But that doesn't mean that it's instantly game over for you. So I remember I was dealing with a woman one time who was talking about squirting orgasms. She said she ain't had one yet. She said she still doesn't really believe all women can have them, even though I told her I've given them to women before. So I was warming her up to it. Didn't really have the opportunity to yet. One night I was going to go for it. I was going to do it. But she was on a period that night, so I just got some head. The next day, she hit me up and said that it felt like she had sex when all she did was suck dick. That's a good sign. That means she's really getting primed up. She's really getting ready. She was on her period, right? But then the next day, she went out of town. But although she was primed up by me, she was talking to somebody else. Even though she said she was just fucking with me, I didn't tell her she had to, but that's what she said she wanted to do. So when she came back from out of town, we were supposed to link up. She met up with somebody else, another one with a huge dick. Now, I'm going to say this right here. If I'm large and another dude eclipses my shit, that means your shit is huge. But there's always bigger. Niggas, don't get too much in your ego, because there's always going to be bigger. But sexual compatibility is more than size. Size definitely plays a part in sexual compatibility, but it's a lot more than size. Right? It's just one piece of the puzzle. So she went and fucked with this one dude on, I think, the day after we were supposed to link up, but she didn't hit me up, so I just let it go. Dude made a squirt for the first time. That's some wild shit, right? Now, when this particular thing happened, it shifted the woman's whole mindset to where she felt like she preferred him over me. Right? And then the way that she interacted with me was different. You know, usually I'm dealing with my subs. I say, you talk to me. You say, yes, sir. Right? But she said, okay. I say, fix that. She says, I'm in a different headspace. I'm not trying to do that right now. So I'm like, all right, cool. I see something different. And I knew based off of how she was communicating that another man was involved. So shit went a little left. She was being a little distant or whatever it was. So I'm like, all right, cool. We had a conversation. She told me what happened, right? She said the dude made a squirt. So I'm like, okay, I see. That's what happened. But when we had that conversation, I said, well, did he make you cry from the dick? I bet he didn't make you cry from the dick. She was like, no. Did he make you come like 30 times off the dick alone? She was like, no. So I'm like, all right, cool. So you're getting multiples with me. Told you that I've given women G-spot orgasms before. That I didn't plan on doing that with you yet. I was building up to that point. I was priming you for it. Letting the pussy marinate. And then you gave the marinated pussy to somebody else. So for one type of orgasm that you could have gotten with me, you decided to go ahead and sabotage pretty much the entire situation, doing something that, not feeling comfortable, letting the daddy versus father effect take place because you couldn't control your curiosity. So these are just some things to think about, man. When it comes to marination, when it comes to priming, because you have to think about it like this. It's kind of like cutting grass. You got a lawnmower. If you try to pull it without priming it, it may not crank. Sometimes it might crank. Maybe if you got the strong enough arm or you just got the right technique, maybe prime it once, it works. But what they say, prime it 3 times. Sometimes it's going to take more than that, depending on the lawnmower. But sometimes you prime it, let it sit for a little minute, you come back, prime it again, let it sit for a little minute, then you pull it. You might get in the first crank, or you might get in the first couple of cranks. But somebody else may have a technique, or they may have a strong arm, or just have that strength on them to where if you already primed it, they can come back around, pull it one time, and then it's ready. But are they going to take the time to prime it themselves? And are they actually going to cut the grass consistently? Is their arm going to get tired? Right? So there's a variety of ways that these things work. I wasn't mad at the particular woman because I was expecting certain shit to go a certain way. You got to know who you're dealing with. Some people just don't have a certain level of self-control. Because sometimes female sexuality can work like a Pandora's box. When it opens up, it can be difficult to close that thing up or to control it for a period of time. And that's why, like I always say to women, if you're getting both good dick and guidance, don't trade that just for some good dick. And don't trade that just over your curiosity. If you're getting good dick and guidance, you're learning some stuff, you're improving as a person, you like what you're learning, you having good times, you're getting a variety of experiences, a variety of sexual experiences taking you to a new level. You can trade something that's going to be consistently better and overall better over time. Something that you're also going to learn something from, something that's going to benefit you in multiple ways, for something that's just going to be good for a day, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe they'll cut you off. Maybe you're going to see inconsistency in how they behave themselves and you might want to cut them off. And things can work like that in a variety of ways. But the marination method is something that can work in your benefit or it's something that can work in your detriment. I believe in building up to certain orgasms. And that's why certain men might operate within like a one penis policy or a one dom policy or, being monopoly situations, because that sex is not going to have the same effect on you and how you interact with a woman as it is on her. And sometimes it goes the other way around, right? Like if a man is with a woman because she makes him come super fast and he's dealing with her and he's trying to work on, holding his nut and he's trying to work on having a little bit more self-control during sex, right? Then something that can happen along that way is if he first started fucking with a woman, he's coming fast, then he starts trying to work of, maintaining that so he can last a little bit longer, right? So that he can get the woman off. So he stops coming as fast. Let's say this man comes across a woman and then because it's new, because of the taboo, because of the excitement, she makes him come fast, but she comes fast too. So now you both coming fast together. You might have a false green flag of sexual compatibility and then not feel the same excitement or intensity, right? Or the same strong feeling towards that next woman. That's if you are, that's how you deal with women. I don't deal with women in that way, so sex wouldn't affect me on that level. But when you understand the priming principle or the marination method, there's things that come with it. Sometimes a woman spending some money, sucking some dick, just having a good time like that, is something that'll take her to the next level. And when you understand these principles, there's reasons why people do certain things the way they do. And it's not just about the male ego. Sometimes it's about the woman and her submissive sexual ego and your dominant sexual ego and how those two things relate to each other. So this is the marination method. It's Coach Brody. I'm out.